Hello everyone. It is a beautiful, partially rainy, partially cloudy day here in Split. So I decided that I would make this video, which I've wanted to do, and that is my review slash opinion of the Bellroy 6-liter Venture Sling. Ultimately, last year whenever I came to Europe for 2 weeks, I ran into the issue of keeping everything in my pockets or carrying around a 25-liter backpack to carry 3 or 4 liters worth of stuff. Neither of those options were ideal. So whenever I got home, I started looking around for 5, 6, 7-liter slings. And ultimately, I settled on the Bellroy sling. Don't go away. I settled on the Bellroy sling, and I've been thoroughly impressed with it, and I've enjoyed carrying it around. I'm not going to provide the specifications on it because Bellroy's website has those, and I will put those in the description of the video, but that's not something we're spending 4 minutes of a video talking about. So getting into it, it's technically a 6-liter sling. It has 6 compartments as I classify them. The front pocket, which is essentially just right there, and then the main compartment, which houses 5 of the compartments. So you can store a fair amount of stuff and keep things organized. It's not just a bucket essentially that you just dump stuff in. The front pocket, which is the one that I keep more of the miscellaneous stuff in, is right there. You can keep, I keep eye drops and chapstick, loose change in the 2 stretchy mesh pockets. So I'll just have my change in one of them and then chapstick and eye drops in the other. And it does have a lanyard in here, which you can attach a variety of stuff to. Right now I have a bottle opener. I used to keep my travel wallet attached to that lanyard, but then about 2 weeks into my trip, I realized I didn't like the idea of having my wallet at the very front of my sling. And then it has the main compartment, which I'll just unpack it. This is what I was carrying around today, so it can give you an idea of what you may be able to fit in here. Spices, not too important. I went to a spice store today. Sunglasses, GoPro pouch, which isn't completely full because my GoPro and my mount are on the table. Power bank, retainers and retainer case, AirPods, a guide to Split, a 1-foot charging cable, and then that's the main compartment. Typically I keep an AirPod in the stretchy compartment on the side. There's 2 of them. And then on the other stretchy compartment on the opposite side, I will typically keep 1 or 2 hygienic products, like a travel toothbrush and a little tube of toothpaste, just in case I decide I want to brush my teeth while I'm out. A little handy place to just keep small things that you don't necessarily need every 30 minutes or so, but you can have them there if you want. Then you have the sunglass compartment, which I don't keep sunglasses in, but I do keep keys in there. So like locker key and hostel key. And then I need to make sure that SIM card doesn't go anywhere. And then the last compartment, granted there are 2 credit card type compartments on the back of the back pocket. Usually I'll just keep passes or metro passes or bus passes on there, but you do have that as well if you need to put something that's slim and something you want to know where it is, but it doesn't need its own compartment. The back compartment is one of the more important compartments to me because that's where I'll keep like my passport, Euro bills, and then my travel wallet. That's nice because if you have those things and you want to know where they are at all times and you don't want them just jingling around to where whenever you pull out your phone or your sunglasses you may drop your passport. So those are the 6 compartments. The front one with its 2 mesh compartments, or with its 2 stretchy mesh pockets. The main bucket type compartment, the 2 side compartments, and then the back compartment. In general, I've been thoroughly impressed with this, and I have enjoyed using it. It has gone on 2 international trips with me, excluding this trip, and a 3-day trip to Washington, D.C. It carries what you need, and as long as you pack it in a semi-organized manner, you can fit the majority of what you may want to take with you on your person and not have to carry a backpack. I have noticed that you can overpack it, not in terms of volume, but weight. It can get a little bit heavy if you're stuffing 7 or 8 pounds worth of stuff in here. Even though it fits, it may not be a good idea, but you can fit a fair amount in here. So that's one of the negatives. One of the positives is that it is relatively water resistant. It's rained on me about 1/3 of the time that I've been in Europe, and a couple of the times I've gotten drenched in rain. And the majority of the stuff that I've had in here has not had an issue with getting wet. In fact, I have not noticed anything in here getting wet, but I do not want to go as far as to say it's waterproof, because it's not. But rain has been no issue for me. The second and last negative thing that I've experienced with this is that if you do overload it, it can get uncomfortable, particularly on the point of contact on your shoulder. Since there is only one point of contact on your body, you can, let's say that your shirt collar kind of pops out and then it's just the strap on your skin. It can rub it a little bit. There have been a handful of times that I've gotten back to the hostel or hotel or Airbnb after a day of walking around for 20 kilometers in the city, and I have a red spot from about right here to about right here on my back, the perfect width of the shoulder band, or the strap, I'll say. And not ideal, but it's not the worst thing. In general, I think that if you're looking for a good sling that has organization, that isn't going to be too bulky if you're only carrying around a few items, and you're willing to pay the Bellroy price, this is a great option. The strap is detachable from the sling. I have not done it all that much, except for instance, whenever I'm on a plane, a train, or a bus, and I'm using it more as a fanny pack, and the strap is around my waist as opposed to on my shoulder. And then whenever I'm departing and I have to put it on, if there are people next to me, you may have to unclip it, bring the strap up, and then bring the sling into the strap to get it that way. But they are detachable, as you can see, which leads to another benefit that I've discovered of this, is that you can use it as a storage device. Last year, whenever I went to Europe, I carried around a Bellroy standing pouch, and a large Bellroy standing pouch. I don't believe that they produce them anymore, but this can replace any of those type of pouches where you're keeping cables and bricks, charging bricks, and sunglasses and power banks and paperwork and passports and whatnot. I did pack this up before I left the United States and came over to Europe, and found out that I could fit everything that was in my standing pouch in here. There was a little bit of creative organization, but I was able to do it. So you can take the strap off if you want to, pack this full, and then set it in your backpack if your backpack has the width to do it. And it acts as a sort of packing cube for your important stuff. And that way, whenever you need it, let's say you don't want to carry it around the airport the entire time, but right before you get on the flight or right before you go through security, you unzip and pull it out, attach the strap, and you're ready to go. It can act as a storage device. I've really had no problems with this other than the lettering peeling off. I mean, you may still be able to see it, but the actual rubber piece, not the adhesive piece that has has held down some of the rubber bits, has come off. But other than that, no problems with it. So that's a good thing to say. That the only issue that I've had, other than sometimes overpacking this, which is my fault, and the strap rubbing my shoulder and creating a mark, which is slightly my fault, is that the lettering and the logo is popping off. So could be worse. Ultimately, in my opinion, if you're looking for a sling, I would heavily consider this one. I've enjoyed it.